Welcome to the Academic Information Meeting for HSES, that is Health, Sport, and Exercise Sciences. Hopefully, your department in the School of Education and Human Sciences. I'm AJ Rain. I'm an advising specialist in HSES.
Hi everyone, my name is Jerica Burgess, and I'm also an academic advisor in HSES. We're both so excited to share information about our programs with you today.
All right, we encourage you to take notes throughout this presentation. We're going to share quite a bit. We'll start with academic requirements for all of our academic programs. We'll go into a little bit of detail about what academic advising is, because some of you might be familiar and some of you, this might be a new concept. And we'll also describe how it will function during your orientation day, because a lot happens during that time.
We'll also share some information about extracurricular activities, which are opportunities outside of the classroom, which will enhance your educational experience as well as cultivate professional development. We will also provide examples of what you can expect after completing a degree.
Right, that's like one of the big exciting pieces.
Absolutely.
Right? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First off, let's take a look at the academic requirements for each of our major areas. There is a link where you can go and check this out by program. I'll start general at first. So for all of our programs, every one of them has a minimum requirement of 120 credit hours. Now that sounds like a lot, and it is. But if you imagine a regular semester, you do that about 8 times, that's 4 years. That's kind of the typical trajectory you can expect with a degree at KU. Now as far as pieces of that, if we break them into components, there's something called the KU Core. You'll become very familiar with this. Just think of it as the liberal arts portion of whatever degree you're pursuing. So if you stay with us, we hope you do at HSES, it'll look the same as if you change over to, I don't know, biology or applied behavioral sciences. There's so many options. So as far as the other components, the KU Core, I mentioned those foundational courses. You can think about English, math, public speaking, and then you'll have some other options that are designed to get you out of your specialty area. So you'll have your major courses, right? But then you'll be pushed to learn more about the world. So you have a specialty when you graduate, but you're also a bit more aware of outside of your own home country. Okay, as far as how do I get into these majors, how do I stay in these majors, as far as grades go, the magic number is 2.75 for all of our majors. So a GPA, grade point average, it functions the same as it did in high school or if you were at another institution before you came here. That's just under straight B's, right? So with like a 3 B's, 1 A, about there. We typically say if you get straight B's, you're in really good shape. The differences then lie in the major courses with our programs. So we'll start looking at that next. So first up, as far as majors go, is community health. So there's another link there you can check out for more detail. In short, this is what we look at as the social, educational path toward entry-level professions in health professions as an industry. So these are folks who want to work with individuals and families. They're out in the community. You can expect courses within the major like intercultural communication, nutrition, health behavior theory, and other courses like drugs and diseases in society. I really believe, I know I'm biased because I advised for this major, but I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better major path to prepare for some of those positions in health professions. Now we move to more the clinical side of exercise science. So, yep, you got it, another link to check out there. Science is in the name, right? So you can expect this is going to be pretty intense science-based coursework. And some folks are coming here for the bachelor's degree. They want to maybe work in health or rehabilitation in some way. A lot of folks are here for using exercise science as like a benchmark degree for professional programs. So you might have courses like nutrition, exercise physiology, kinesiology, but it gets pretty intense there too with like biochemistry. So a little bit earlier, I mentioned that exercise science is often used for professional paths. And what I mean by that is grad work or professional programs, from nutrition and dietetics to chiropractic care, physical therapy, occupational therapy, athletic training, med school, and much, much more.
So complementing our degree programs in health, we also have our Physical Education Plus program. Feel free to check out the link there. So this major is a great path toward teaching physical education in both primary and secondary schools. And what's really awesome about this major is that you can specialize in additional areas, such as health, psychology, English, and much more. You'll also be able to finish the Physical Education Plus degree with student teaching before officially becoming licensed to teach. And last but not least, we have our sport management major as well. This is a great path for students who would like to stay connected to sports in some way in their future career. So really it provides an opportunity to turn your passion for sport and athletics into an occupation. So some topics that are covered in coursework for this major are careers in sport management, where you can explore all of the different fields within the major, to sport marketing, sociology of sport, as well as sport facilities and event management, just to name a few. You'll also be able to diversify your experience with a required minor for the degree in either business, journalism, or psychology. And you will also wrap up your sport management degree with a full semester internship. So this takes place your last semester in the program, which is really a springboard to your future job and allows you to kind of get your foot in the door as you near graduation. You're likely familiar with academic advising, either from your experience in high school with a guidance counselor or with an advisor at another institution. In short, I'll talk about what advising will look like on your orientation day. So our HSCS advising team is small, but we are packed with years of experience. And we each serve as a specialist in different major areas. We provide academic guidance pertaining to things like selecting majors, building semester schedules, and seeking support through tutoring options. So we're happy to discuss all of those during your advising appointment during orientation. We also want to be your support person, no matter what's happening for you. KU is a big place, and it's much easier and enjoyable to navigate when you have someone in your corner.
Absolutely. And if you start at KU in one of our major programs, you'll see one of us on your orientation day. So that's pretty cool. We'll collaborate while you're here on your orientation day on building your first semester course schedule. So that will be a big piece of what we spend our time doing together. We'll also be available for questions that come up between your orientation day and the start of classes. We don't want you hanging out there with no one to contact. So before you leave on orientation day, you'll have our contact information and know how to get a hold of us. And then when you're coming back and you're starting classes at KU as an admitted student, you'll have your own assigned advisor, again, someone from our small but experienced team, one pro, right, who's available just for you year-round and will help you to progress through your degree and beyond. Completing an undergraduate degree is a big deal. It's huge. It's a significant investment that you make. It can be very personal. It makes sense then that you might like to know how previous graduates prepare for additional education and transitioning to the workplace. We often will assist students in building their network, things like that, connecting with professionals, and one group that's really important are your faculty members. These are the instructors that you have for your major classes. They're very well-connected professionals, heavily involved in research, and they've been helping students build their network for many, many years. So a lot of experience there. We also have a liaison, a connection point at the University Career Center. The Career Center, I really think it's career prep center, right? Because things like assistance with resumes and how to write a cover letter, mock interviews, how to search for internships and volunteering opportunities. As advisors, like I said, we have a lot of experience, so we'll oftentimes have the answers to your questions, but if we don't, odds are pretty strong we know somebody who does. Okay, so when I talk about professional preparation, let's go into a little bit more detail with all of our major areas. So back to community health, similar to some of our other programs, they have a final internship in their last semester. It's pretty significant, 560 hours that you spend working for a company, a department, some kind of entity, hopefully headed into an area where you want to eventually work. So folks in this major, they will often go on to grad school. They may also just finish their degree and jump right into the workforce, working in public health, nutrition, dietetics. They might go on to some of those grad programs, like with occupational therapy. And a little bit less on community health as far as folks going into professional programs. Exercise science, the majority of folks will use that degree as a springboard to those graduate programs or professional programs. So with exercise science, there's a component, instead of that internship, like with community health, there's a broad selection of what we call elective courses. So essentially, it's a list of courses that our faculty put together that are yours to choose from. You can complete a certain minor if you want, or get 1 or even 2 certificates, or select from a number of courses that will help you prepare for physical therapy school, or all the 10 hours of organic chemistry for med school. Good luck. We'll be there for support, so try not to stress. But also, some folks are here for exercise science. They want to go and become an exercise physiologist. So, they're often here for the bachelor's degree, and they might want to own their own gym, be a personal trainer, or get into strength coaching. There's a lot of directions that you can go with this particular program as well. So next up, we have Physical Education Plus. So you know what you're doing with the physical education piece. That's PE, right? So what is the plus part of it? Well, with this degree, you spend your last semester student teaching. So you're alongside respected professional pros who've been teaching for many years in either a local middle school or high school. Now the plus comes in when you're thinking about and looking at your own positions after you graduate. So the plus is a chunk of courses built into the curriculum. So while you're going through taking classes, you can sit for additional exams, and then you're marketable in that you can teach PE classes, as well as English, psychology, theater, even sport management. There's quite a few options. All right, last but not least, our sport management folks. Similar to how PE Plus folks are student teaching and community health majors do a final semester internship, as do sport management students. So your last semester, you're interning, pretty much working a full-time job. It's 600 hours, 40-hour weeks in most cases, working in a number of different areas. Some folks actually stay here on campus and work with KU Athletics. They might be more nearby, like supporting KC. We've had folks work for some amateur and professional organizations. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because this is just a really exciting field as far as internships go. As far as, I mentioned some pretty big ones there. So how do folks get there? A lot of students will, as they're building out their network, they're connecting with professionals, they're doing smaller internships like over summers. And those smaller internships get you known so you can be more competitive for the next bigger one and the next bigger one, right? A little bit of a difference with sport management is that networking is one of the most significant portions. Would you say that's correct?
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm asking her because she advises for this program. So there's a lot of help there, though. Our faculty are great at grooming students in how to network and how to get yourself out there. There's also a very healthy and active alumni network and a professional society.
While we champion academic success, we also believe that it's crucial to get involved with the community. This involves exploring interests outside of the classroom, so definitely take advantage of the resources available to you during your time at KU. So now I'm going to go through what some of those opportunities are going to look like, with the first being study abroad. We have a variety of different programs available for students looking to study abroad, and this could take place over the summer, fall, spring, or even winter session. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely talk with your advisor, as you can also see what courses you can take abroad that might transfer back towards your degree. We also have opportunities to get involved in research in every major area. So this is a great way if you have a topic of interest. You can also work with a faculty member on research projects throughout your time at KU. We also promote volunteering on or off campus. We have a great center on campus, the Center for Service Learning, that provides a lot of opportunities for students to get involved in the community. We also have a variety of pre-professional organizations, which you can search on our Rock Chalk Central website. So definitely check out this website. I will say that there are many, many organizations, I believe over 600, so definitely quite a few. But we do have some that relate directly to HSCS. So we have our Community Health Outreach Program, Exercise Science Club, Pre-Physical Therapy Club, Pre-Medical Society, Sport and Exercise Psychology Club, Sport Management Professional Society, and many, many more. So, for example, there's also a Kansas Quidditch team, which would also be a great opportunity to get involved outside of your major. All right, so KU is a massive place, but you won't be lost or alone. In addition to having your advisor as support, there are many resources to help you, both academically and personally. So know that there are tutoring services on campus for both English and math and other subjects as well. We have our Student Access Center here on campus, which is a great resource if you're seeking accommodations. They're a great help for that. We also have our Office of Multicultural Affairs and Center for Sexuality and Gender Diversity, both great departments to get involved in, as well as our Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, important stuff there.
Definitely. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and learning a bit about our Health, Sport, and Exercise Sciences department. We look forward to meeting you and working with you in the near future. Just a couple of reminders. Don't forget to continue to work through the online course. If you haven't already done so, please send your transcripts and any test scores to KU Admissions. This can include dual credit from high school or advanced placement. Know that you can complete free placement exams to potentially start at a higher math or foreign language course. So keep this in mind before your orientation day. You can also do some searching of course options on the schedule of classes. Would highly recommend doing this to read more about the courses and what's available at KU. We also recommend getting familiar with Enroll and Pay, as you'll use this tool quite a bit while you're here at KU, and as well as take your time exploring the links that we've included below. So until we see you on your orientation day, take care of yourself, know that you matter, and feel free to reach out to us at any time.